And we're back on. All right, man. Welcome to another episode of Change Yourself, Change the World. I'm back here with the homie Ahmed, and there's been a lot of stuff happening since we last talked, and let's just get right into it, man. So, what's your take on all these things that's happened recently, man?
Uh, yeah, seems like we're just daily progressing with new stuff uh, that just surprises us more and more. Um, did we like was it yesterday that they announced that 6%, 94%,
COVID numbers.
yeah, 94% of uh, Corona beer is actually due to 2.6 fatal 2.6 comorbidities. Actually,
Oh, 2 to 3 comorbidity. Yeah, you said
yeah,
Corona
I
beer right
totally
now?
invited that.
Did you just say Corona beer?
Yeah, Corona beer. I'm trying to like not say Corona, the
Okay,
whole
okay, okay,
because
okay.
then the whole podcasting will
The
just
disease.
yeah, because you got to be mindful of those things. It's really hard to talk when you talk like that, but a lot of people on YouTube and stuff they always use keywords. There's so many keywords that the technocracy just you know has Big
That's
Brother
true.
keeps an eye on.
That's true. But if the episode gets pulled, it gets pulled.
Yeah, you won't get pulled until you get popular,
Yeah, so we'll
really
be
popular,
fine
until you have
until
like
yeah.
thousands of viewers and stuff.
We'll be fine until we're Joe Rogan famous and Spotify has to delete 46 of our episodes or
Yeah,
not upload 46 of our episodes.
yeah, you're not worth wasting that processing power.
No, not
No.
yet, not yet.
Yeah, but
Hopefully,
anyways, people are celebrating September 1st. As Corona ended. Corona has ended day.
Corona ended day.
It's
The
over now.
coronavirus is over. We are now all free. I mean, sure, why not? Coronavirus free day. Corona free day.
Yeah,
Corona
because I
free
mean
day.
the 94% of the deaths are due to people with a lot of comorbidities.
Right.
Like 2.6 is the average. Um, the argument against this, of course, is that okay, are you fine with killing people? And there's just so much argument with the science behind that. With
Hmm.
are we really killing people by just breathing? Is
Yeah.
breathing, what we're doing, breathing the way we've been doing for thousands of years?
Right.
Is something really bad with that?
Right.
Um, uh, do we, are masks really helping, or are masks, actually causing hypoxia, reduction in oxygen, and actually creating new diseases like cancer?
Right.
In clinical settings, they've proven already that
Yeah.
this reduction in oxygen levels leads to cancer every
Right.
time.
And the arguments they always fucking throw at you are, well, surgeons always wear fucking masks, and other people have always worn masks. And well, surgeons have a controlled environment. It's a very controlled environment, and they're not walking. They might be breathing intensely, but they're not doing any type of exercising. Like they're not needing to pump tons of oxygen through their body. Like when you're walking, you need to pump tons of oxygen through your body. Surgeons are mostly standing still. And I guess that might be tense and stuff. And yes, they have to breathe and all this other stuff. But again, they're paid to do that. That's their job. Why are we even comparing it to not having the freedom to not wear a mask? They're comparing apples with firecrackers. I don't know, some random shit, but they're, they're not the same thing. And at the same time, cover your face with your hands and tell me there's not less oxygen getting in. Cover your face with anything and there's telling me there's not less oxygen getting in. This lunacy where do you not feel the hot breath that you're taking back in? Because I feel it when I'm talking with a fucking mask because I have to do this for my job. I feel myself breathing in the air I just fucking breathed out. And me being a cheater, I put the mask below my nose because I want to fucking breathe. Like talking,
Yeah,
I don't breathe with my mouth. So I don't have a problem with that. But
oh
if I
yeah,
have it over
you
my
shouldn't breathe
nose,
with your mouth either. if you breathe with your mouth, it causes some sort of jaw disorders. My friend, he actually met him, no, in college friend, met him. But he's like, he has like these, he has some sort of jaw disorder that developed
Hmm.
because he would always breathe through his mouth.
Yeah,
So it's actually not good.
it's very bad to breathe through the mouth. It's not good. You shouldn't probably do it. But
Yeah.
where were we going from that? What was the
But
point?
yeah, like if you, the fibers that you're breathing from low quality masks, like that's something that I feel like when I breathe through those, surgical masks, I can smell the fibers. You know,
Yeah, well, when you recently put it on, it smells synthetic.
that's why I always use like a just a cloth mask. I've been
Yeah,
thinking of getting like a really light silk thing,
I
like a burqa, like a Muslim burqa.
this is actually what they gave me to wear when I go work, and it's a
You have
cloth
to wear
mask.
that, or can you wear anything
I can
you
wear
want?
anything I want,
Oh,
but
I would just wear like a little burqa. It's fun. There's some really funny images of people wearing like,
I would wear a bandana. But then I'm going to people's houses, knocking on their door, and I'm pretty sure where the bandana wouldn't be. Uh, I don't know. I wouldn't walk up to a house with a bandana in this neighborhood.
oh, because it might be kind of gangster
Yeah,
relation.
yeah. There's some neighborhoods I don't feel comfortable walking around at night by myself.
Like it's not scarf, it's like a light scarf. You
Hmm.
know, I was just gonna wear that, something like that. And I
Okay.
like those things because it filters out the part. I've always worn mask actually, even before COVID. I always wear mask when I go out because
Mhm.
just to block particulates.
Yeah, just particulate matter for sure.
Yeah, and it, that's one reason I'm not too crazy against masks. But yeah, the kind of masks that people wear, those surgical masks, those aren't too good for you, I
Those are
think.
not good for you. I'm actually thinking of starting to bring over a hemp mask.
Hmm.
Like
But then
I
isn't hemp
huh?
more biodegradable and stuff? So
It's also more durable and antibacterial.
um,
More UV resistant. It's more. It's how do you say? It's cooler. Like
yeah, yeah, that
it
hemp shirt you gave
yeah,
me is like so cool.
yeah,
I would wear that hemp shirt around my face.
yeah. I want to get uh plain hemp shirts now because I want to wear them every day because they feel great. It feels great walking around with this. I don't feel hot. Even in a hot day, even if I'm sweating, I don't feel hot.
I've never, I've never, worn clothes that felt so good.
Right,
Like, yeah,
right. And it gets
wintertime, summertime,
yes,
it just feels nice.
yeah. It gets
Feels like my skin's breathing, able to like
yes.
get through it.
It doesn't feel like it's stopping any circulation from with the air. Like it's kind of thin, so it kind of just seeps through. But at the same time, you're like it just feels nice. I don't yeah, hemp clothes. That's why I'm getting into more hemp stuff. But yeah,
So what are you doing with you were talking about like you posted some pictures about like you had some.
Oh, I got some hemp fabrics because I went to what was called Hemp Traders, and it's a hemp warehouse. They have tons of fabrics from hemp, made out of hemp. Like everything they have there is hemp based. They have hemp particle board, hemp mask, not hemp mask. They, basically raw materials, textiles, herds, seeds, and I think they got CBD oil as well. They sell in bulk. Um, but
Is
yeah,
it like a farm or is it like a distribution facility?
it's a warehouse. They're distributors. So they basically get tons of textiles from. I think a lot of them are from China right now because China's a major hemp player in the world because they're the only ones in the world that invested millions and millions of dollars into their hemp industry. They really are. China is number one in hemp right now because of the Chinese Communist government going, yeah, growing hemp is a good fucking idea. I don't know why the hell we don't do it like that, but they're on the ball with that. So a lot of the fabric they get is hemp, but I just want this so I want to start making hemp products, bro. Like
I
I do
think
want to start making hemp things.
I think that this is kind of getting sidetracked, but
Right.
the reason that China responds to the market and actually does what's good for them is because their government has already like full control over their people. They're already like, oh, you already our businesses, so we all in this together. So they have total control over their people. They have their own like they censor the internet. They have all sorts of propaganda with the president. They have total control over their people and how they perceive the rest of the world.
Right.
They're pretty xenophobic too. Like if you go over to
Yeah.
China, you can't work. Um, as a foreigner. Um, but you know, they're really. I think that's the one good side. You know, once the bad guys win, you don't have to fight them anymore, kind of
I
thing.
guess.
Yeah. So that's the bright side, you know, of being
I've,
under tyranny.
I've never heard that. Once the bad guys win, you don't have to fight them anymore. That should be on a t-shirt.
Yeah. But no, that's actually a bright side. You know, now you're a serf, and yeah,
Don't worry about shit no more. We just fucking follow the rules, do what we tell you to do, and you'll have a life.
yep,
Good one? I don't know, but a life.
yeah, exactly. There's a lot of people that are keeping the enforcers and stuff. They have a better life. The enforcers and the people
Yeah,
on the side of the government that are.
yeah. I mean, but then again, China's extremely fucking racist right now. How many Uyghurs do they have locked up and then re-education camps? If you guys don't know what Uyghurs are, they're the Muslim minority in one of China's provinces in the West,
Yeah.
and they are they're being well, they're the illegal migrants of China, or they're not really illegal, but that's how they treat them. That's how they consider them to be. Like that they're consider them to be less than people. And I've talked to Chinese
Okay.
people talk about this, and they're not very sympathetic or empathetic about them. They say that they're the criminal population. They're the ones that there's tons of crime in them. Um, they they treat them like America thinks we treat black people, and a lot of times we do. So they're very discriminatory in China, extremely. Right.
Yeah, it's so
So
funny. Like, yeah, I don't get how people can even have the idea that to even have request reparations. Like, because in America, it's a welfare state. People get treated better to, the meek shall inherit the earth. That's so true in America. The ones with nothing get everything, and the ones in the middle get crushed.
but the ones with nothing get just enough to keep wanting more, to keep them on their chain. They don't get everything. They get just enough.
Well, uh, but it's just enough is good enough. Um, for doing nothing, you got your whole a UBI. You basically have a UBI in the U.S. If you got nothing, you got a UBI. The whole wanting more, that's on you. That's on the media. That's on the Z-controlled media to um, you know mass mind control people.
Yeah.
And make them want all this stuff, and to
All the random shit.
impress the opposite gender and things like that.
Here, look, let's just hypothetically say they reparations does happen. What is a likely hypothetical outcome of all this? What is a likely hypothetical outcome of everybody getting reparations? I don't know what numbers they're trying to give them. Let's just say everyone gets, I don't know, 75K. All right. What will they spend the money on? What will they do? What do you think they will do?
What kind of fun they would have with it? Because I certainly don't think most people would invest in it. I
Hmm.
mean, I don't know. I'm kind of pessimistic with
Yeah,
what they would do, but
true. I
I,
mean,
I, if they really do that, I hope they better not just give them money. If
mm,
the government should, okay, you guys complain about this, we're gonna help you with a down payment on houses.
not a bad idea actually.
For a few years, we're just gonna help you with down payment. You gotta, and then you
Ooh,
gotta just pay
that's a
it on.
good point. Because a lot of what they're talking about is generational poverty because they weren't able to buy property and they were blocked in many ways in the past. So yes, generationally speaking, they could. It was very unlikely for them to be able to amass wealth to pass on to their family. Makes sense, but again, that's most people from most races do not have anything to pass on to the next of kin. That's most people from most races. So if instead of reparations, maybe they did do something like, okay, we'll open up a credit line where you have $75,000 and you guys can buy a house or you can start a business with that money. Something that'll help you guys like get wealth and maintain wealth and start getting more wealth or starting to accumulate more wealth. But yeah, if you just give them cash, I mean, Dave Chappelle had the greatest skit about that. You remember Dave Chappelle's skit about reparations?
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Oh my God, it was the funniest thing ever, bro. You check it out right now. We can put pause right now on this podcast if you want to look at it right now. But it is hilarious. Anybody who's hearing this, go check out Dave Chappelle reparation skit from a Chappelle show.
Yeah, we might as well just play it and see.
All right, I'm gonna put pause on this. And we just saw Dave Chappelle reparations skit, and I I don't know. It might be like that. It might not be like that. It's just it'll be interesting to find out.
Yeah, that was hyperbolic. I mean, they're not gonna get that much money, but it was very funny. See some of those uh, accurate, you know,
8,000 recording
prices.
studios, 3 million Cadillacs in an afternoon,
The chicken going
eight
really
hundred
high up in
dollars a
stock prices.
bucket of fried chicken. It's insane. That's insane. But uh, um, well, he said the number he said was $1 trillion, and if you think about it, during this last coronavirus, like monetary, like inflation, whatever the hell they did right now during this time, they gave $3 trillion. And
Yeah,
I guess that was 2000 what two
yeah,
2004,
but the thing is though, this whole BLM thing, this is not in order to actually help black people.
right?
This whole thing is just to divide people, to divide the lower class and make the middle class and lower class fight against each other, while the upper class, you know, they continue their lobbying, they continue their corporatism and
Right?
um, looting of money from the rest of us with the elite. And they're not taking this from Jeff Bezos. They're taking, you know about the whole bill that was just passed in California, and now
But
the UC schools are just yesterday, I think. Yeah, yesterday they passed a bill which um, says that reparations are on the way for Californians, for Californian black people. And the
the
UC,
state government, who was a democratic state and never had slaves, be paying reparations.
um, I forgot the rationale for that, but yeah, you have a good point. We never even had slaves, but I think we supported them some way.
No,
Um,
we were on the other side in the Civil War. We were in the Union.
I
Yeah,
wonder if because there's
California was in the Union. It never had slaves. It
free
never
will.
allowed slaves.
Yeah.
So there was never slavery in California unless you're talking about the indentured servants and everyone else was poor. But yeah, California doing it is just some woke mentality, some fake super ultra woke, super ultra mega woke.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're taking it from the poor and giving it to the poor. They're taking money from the poor and giving it to the poor. They're
Seems
just
about right.
making people fight against each other while we ignore the real stuff that's going on with the government,
Real.
pedophilia, all the stuff the deep state is doing, uh, you know, that Trump has partially exposed regarding, Clinton's WikiLeaks and um, the whole BLM thing that they started, through sowing dissension and hatred. That but then they're somehow pinning it on Trump and his some of his
Like,
politically incorrect responses.
yeah, you can't just start blaming everything and its mama on Trump. It literally will get sick of that shit. People are sick of that shit. I'm sick of that shit. I used to think Trump was I still think he's a fucking dickhead, but he's not as evil as he's made out to be. He just isn't. He's not trying to destroy and fucking harm. He doesn't give a shit about you. He doesn't. He's just trying to keep the peace and keep things going and keep our prosperity flowing in his way. But him being prosperous is us being prosperous in some matter. Because he is a fucking president right now. He is the leader of the quote unquote free world. So yeah, man, all this anti-Trump shit. Like the only thing the Democrats have for this party for this for this election coming up is Trump sucks. Literally, that's all they have.
Yeah, they don't really. I don't trust any promises that they make, but for judging from the angle on their history, there's gonna be a strong attack on our Second Amendments. They're gonna probably mandate vaccinations and do all sorts of pretty totalitarian, woke stuff. Um, they're gonna re-educate people, indoctrinate people to pretty much hate ourselves. We
Mm-hmm.
suck. America's bad. That's all they teach. That they're just gonna constantly say those kind of things instead of having some sort of patriotism and uh, self-love for ourselves as a country.
Mm. I mean, if you love yourself, you tend to start loving everything around you, and you start to involve the people around you, and the community around you, and the country around you. Like right now, we're not. They're not. There's nobody spreading love. Nobody's teaching love. Nobody's doing any of that shit. They're it's party politics and identity politics. Both of them are divisive politics. They're meant to divide and conquer. They're literally that's what they're doing right now. They're dividing and conquering us, and we can't let that shit happen. If you want to vote or don't vote, whatever it is, just don't vote for people who fucking lie to you. Don't do it. Don't do it because you hate this guy or don't. They're all shit. Some people are bad, but some people are worse. And right now, we're not choosing between good and evil. We're choosing between bad and worse. And that's a fucked way to have a politics. And this whole system is fucked. I'll say it again and again. We need to redo our voting our election system. But working with what we have right now, yeah, you really can't trust people who constantly lie to you and try to divide everybody. It's not good. It's not good for anybody or for anything. Like, yeah, yeah. No.
Yeah, there's there's no real there's nothing positive coming out of the left. We saw Pelosi, cussing out Trump. They actually, I think they took it off the air, but I read some articles saying Pelosi was drunk and cussing out Trump. But yeah, it's just like so. There's no, at the psychological level, like everything starts from yourself, and the way you personally behave should be like in a positive way. Like if you want to change something for the better, you should act positively in that direction. But everything that we're seeing in is from the Democratic Party is just negative, and there's no actual um, positive things being said about what they would do and how they would do anything different. And the biggest thing is just like they're blaming all these riots on Trump, even though they literally asked Trump not to help. The mayors are just like, Trump asked to step in, like if you just tell me, I will. Even though Trump doesn't have to ask for permission, because he by federal law he has the Insurrection Act. The Insurrection Act um, empowers him to go and save the people that are under attack by their own mayors. There's people leaving. Um, on Alex Jones' show, he's talking about how people are leaving Portland in droves, and they're running over to Ohio, and you can't even find real estate over there anymore. Um, like it takes, like they don't respond back because there's so many people looking for real estate outside in Ohio, and yeah, people are getting GTFO. of Portland. So there's all the proof is right there for people to see that this is kind of the the left's doing, but yet still Biden has that funny talk where he's just like deliriously talking um, about coronavirus and how for like 100 years, this is something about 100 years. You were saying that he was trying to say that this is the biggest pandemic that we've had in 100 years.
Or a 1 in 100 year kind of situation, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Why is it every 1 in 100 years? Seems odd, very odd. But anyways, yeah, like the left has nothing. There's no
that's an interesting.
policies. There's no, what would you call that? They're not running on anything but anti-Trumpness. And because they're running on nothing but anti-Trumpness, everything they do is anti-Trump. They hate Trump. They want people to hate Trump. For what reason? They make that shit up. They literally lie. They twist his words. They twist his words so bad. I'm not saying he's the best speaker. I'm not saying he doesn't incite hate, but they literally manipulate what he says and twist what he says and take everything out of context in order to push their narrative. And that's fuck. That's some fuck shit. And
But
people see
I don't know if he really even. I don't really find what he's saying hateful at all, though.
it does, no, it's not. Like
Like
if you watch it fully, it's
and
not.
if you think of it from a point of view, like a non-politically correct point of view, it kind of makes sense. Like, well, let's like the most politically incorrect thing that people always say is the whole thing about or probably the top two things. If you when the looting starts, the shooting starts.
Eh,
Okay, yeah,
that's real
maybe,
though.
yeah, like there's two ways to look at that. Maybe he's talking about how when people are looting, you have to start shooting because people are robbing your house and you got to disable them and stop them somehow. If people are robbing um, your small towns, you got to stop them somehow.
Right?
So you get, and then it could also mean that like when people are starting to loot, then they're gonna start to shoot eventually too. But yeah,
Maybe.
and then people are complaining, oh, you don't have to shoot people just because they're
What are you
stealing stuff.
talking about? During the LA riots when Rodney King got beat, there was something called the Korean what? Rooftop Koreans. And
Mhm.
literally people in Koreatown, Koreans that had stores while these riots were going down, armed themselves. Were in front of the stores. They were on top of the stores, making sure nobody fucking started some shit in their area. I'm like, that's the perfect example of when there's looting, then next comes shooting, because they had to defend their shit. And just as some people have a right to protest, they have a right to defend their shit. You don't have a right to take people's shit just because you're angry. You don't. You don't get a right just because you're super emotional about something. That doesn't prove your point. It just proves that you can't think rationally and you can't be trusted, bro. People who do shit like that can't be trusted. And again, most of these people are young and they shouldn't be trusted. They're not experienced enough to do anything or know anything and to actually act in a rational way that can help things go along. They're just acting in emotionality and they're taking sound bites. And when I say he's being demonized and they're making him sound evil, they're just sound bites. They put a context, they throw a sound bite, and then they tell you what to think about it. That's how they're doing it. It's not what he says actually or what he's doing. It's the fact that we're being told this is what he's saying, and it's being pushed again and again on all left democratic fucking people. They're all pushing the same fucking dumbass narrative. Like even with this shit right now with Kyle Rittenhouse. Oh, just I don't know what his name, Kyle. Like, how the hell are all these companies against Kyle? There was a crowdfunding crowdfunding website. I'm not really sure if it was GoFundMe or not, but they
Mhm.
took his campaign down.
It doesn't matter. They started out another separate websites. He's fine now. Like you can actually still donate to his legal defense.
But they take
But
down specific
oh yeah, yeah,
people's things. And it's
yeah.
never anybody on the left. Never anybody that's on that side. Jacob Blake, George Floyd, Look, you can raise money for whoever you want and give money to whoever the hell you want. But how many millions of dollars did those families get?
Oh yeah, yeah. Blake got like millions of dollars
So did
for
George Floyd.
defying the cops
Yes.
and uh, not answering to why his wife called the cops on him. And
It's
yeah,
insane, bro. Like, again, they're not seeing the whole story. They're being fed small pieces of this narrative they're pushing, and they're not. There's no research. Like, I don't know if I can tell. I talked to you about it. Timcast. Timcast does a very good job at blatantly pointing this out of how the left lies and how they manipulate words and or not manipulate situations and key words they use to fucking mostly peaceful protesting. What does mostly peaceful like Ben Shapiro said? OJ Simpson was mostly peaceful that night, allegedly. He was mostly peaceful. Like most people are mostly peaceful all the time. It's only those little parts of chaos that cause crazy shit. But yeah, man, you can't really trust the media anymore. Anything that has to do with politics, anything they make money on, you shouldn't trust them because they shouldn't be trusted. They
yeah.
shouldn't be
There
trusted.
was a good meme I saw on Instagram today about that, how like it's kind of hypocritical,
Mm-hmm.
that you know um, the criminals are being, like Blake, they were mostly they were mo- like he's a murderer. He's done all this, uh, not a murderer. He's a rapist, and he's done all this. He has a
Yeah,
criminal history and
I don't
stuff.
think he's a murderer,
So
but
are Yeah, but so are we going to ignore all those things and just not criticize him, as opposed to Kyle? He's done all this, good stuff, helping out the community, defending, and just for illegally carrying, we're gonna hang, kind of
mm-hmm.
socially, hang him, so to speak, because he was illegally carrying, even though he defended himself against
Mm-hmm.
these rapists and, I mean, the pedophile and the other two criminals. I don't know. It's just there's just double standards on both sides.
Yeah, there are double standards on both sides. What we really need to do is create a third party. Whoa, what's this? Oh wow, this is a great meme. What the hell's a furry doing there?
That, this is the
What?
whole political. We're looking at the whole political spectrum. Left,
Whoa,
right, authoritarian, libertarian, and like
this
different
is insane.
analogies for each of those things. So I think we belong somewhere on the right and center.
Goat, rude, horny, can't be bothered. That's like right center, right libertarian. Motives unknown. Rabbit. Which look at that. Let's look at the outskirts. Authoritarian right, house cat, antisocial, severe OCD, former Egyptian theocrat trying to relive glory days. Left authoritarian, rat, strength is in numbers, capable of surviving nuclear fallout, responsible for the death of millions. Sounds like communist China for me. Left libertarian, mouse, breeds uncontrollably, will donate its body to science. Fuck. Okay. And right libertarian, feral cat, doesn't sleep, knows no master, kills for sport.
I'm trying to think if these things are kind of accurate.
Dude, look at Pet Rock. Fuck. Notorious pop culture fad mocks your illusion of choice with its ice cold googly eyes. That's fucking sounds dope. Yeah, these are all interesting. I guess you can look at that. So where would you want to be?
I think it's like more by the characteristics, like these are arbitrary characteristics that they have, than what the actual animal is.
I love this one. There's so many of these. Bearded dragon. Cool name. Looks cool. Lame as hell. It's the left center, I guess.
Yeah.
Left libertarian is barely sentient goldfish. Vegan inferiority complex. Yeah, these are all pretty on the menu. Which one are you?
I don't know. I think I'm somewhere on the right, like somewhere around here.
Fuck.
Um, I'm like I did the test and I was around here,
Really?
libertarian centrist, but I think I might be leaning more right.
I might be leaning more. I don't know. For me, it's probably left. Tortoise lives in a mobile home. We'll see its 1000th birthday. Just doesn't give a fuck anymore. That sounds like no, it's not me yet. Not me yet.
Yeah.
What? Sea monkey, cannibal, positive as primitive as fuck, teaches children about Darwinism. A lot of these are weird.
Yeah, I think it takes a lot of understand. I'm not like super politically fluent to be able
Yeah.
to understand this. I saw this on one of the political pages I follow. These guys are super libertarian.
Yeah. Ooh, I like this one though. The left libertarian parrot. Colorful, can only repeat what has been told, shits everywhere. That sounds like a lot of people right now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Parrots. And on the
Actually,
other
yeah.
side,
This area, like, because we've been exposed to so much of the whole left's idiocy,
yeah.
this stuff kind of makes sense if we read some of it. You know, the
Vegan, yeah.
left cow, willing to give up everything, asks nothing in return, contributes to global warming.
I mean, we all do. It's true.
And if you go even higher, more authoritarian, constantly paranoid, demands tribute, sterile.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been, I don't know. I guess we're just getting unbrainwashed or we're brainwashing ourselves with different things now. But overall, this, let's
Yeah,
go on.
I learned of a new concept recently, and I posted an article about it on Twitter. It's called compassionate idiocy or idiotic compassion.
Idiotic compassion. Explain this.
Yes, idiotic compassion is is about like how when you when you basically think you're doing something good, but you're like passive aggressively doing something horrible. Some
Ah,
examples. So some examples of this are so the idea here is that when we practice idiotic compassion, we trade real intelligence and care for drama and false gestures.
right. That's a
So
big
this
key
whole,
word.
um, this whole giving to the Black community from the already poor, COVID
COVID.
traumatized,
Yeah.
uh, impoverished poor. So you're stealing from the poor to give to the poor. Like it's just kind of idiotic compassion,
Well,
false gestures. Because but yeah, there's a lot of other things here. Some more social examples here.
yeah, it's when um how would I say it?
Oh, here's an analogy here. Read it.
Well, that's kind of hard. I'm trying to figure out an easier one, but yeah, I'll read it. To extend this analogy to the state, the devouring mother of the state unconsciously hurts its own citizens by making them codependent or ideologically possessed. Universities, especially, with their so-called safe spaces, enact the overprotective mother. They they rob young people of the fitness necessarily what? They they robs young people of the fitness necessarily to fight the demons of the real world. Institutions coddle these overgrown kids to death by monitoring and surveying all aspects of their learning, including their sexual activity. Do they monitor sexual activity? What do you mean? Oh, just as a hypothetical example. Okay, I get it.
Well, yeah,
So,
it is.
um, because you want to help everyone and give everything to everyone, you are inadvertently making them dependent on you. So you they cannot self-sustain. You helping them is like giving them a fish. They do not know how to fish. You give them fish. The moment you stop giving them fish, all shit goes to hell.
Yeah, that's a good example.
Yeah.
That's basically the point. And but this
Right.
is originally from a Buddhist point of view.
Right.
So the example here is the whole Siddhartha story, how he left the castle because he his dad was
He was
coddling him.
coddled.
Yeah. So but once he saw the truth of life, like with the dying guy, the old
Yeah.
guy, that his dad was blinding him to, then he left. But what was being done to him before that point was
Coddled.
idiotic compassion from
Right.
his father, where his father just basically enclosed him in paradise with, you know, entertainment.
All right. So I'm gonna throw off a super crazy fucking scenario. What if the left wants to make us all enlightened, just like Buddha? By preventing all these bad things from happening to us and keeping us in little bubbles of all little safe space where nobody can hurt me and my feelings.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it. Like some some people think like that, like that everyone's just trying to do their own form of good in whatever idiotic way they think they can, and there is no ulterior evil motives
Right.
play at all. No one's trying to actually do anything bad to you. It's just a misunderstanding. It's just
Sure.
that they're just not doing it the right way. They're doing it in an idiotic way
Yeah.
where they're not letting you learn for yourself and have some sort of, individualism and independence, but
I I see their point. Like, here's the thing I don't really get because well, first, I'm not very material oriented, so I don't have a lot of the same thought patterns a lot of people do. But shit, where was I going with this? Fuck, I was trying to say something that related to all this, but shit, I forgot. But all right, I'm not even high. I forgot.
yeah, no, so we were maybe talking about the previous thing to trigger it. We were talking about how, instead of teaching people how to fend for themselves and
Right,
develop themselves,
right.
they just give them little handouts, and there's no such thing as any evil. People are just,
Oh, okay.
you
I,
know,
I know where I was trying to go with this. So, um, it makes sense that if you give people all they need to survive, they will not want to go out and do more and be more and become more. I don't have that kind of mentality because I've been in okay mode, survival mode, but I still have this inner itch to go do something else and to like explore. Like I have an inner drive that's not motivated by external standards, and yeah. So I don't really understand when to say, "Oh man, if you give everything to everyone, they won't want to do anything." Well, I'm not really like that, so I don't really feel that way. But I do see that a lot of people are like that. So you can't just give everyone everything without teaching them to contribute in some way or giving them the access and opportunities to contribute in some way. Because a lot of people, I don't know, do they like feeling like leeches on society? Do they like feeling like leeches on like with their family? Like even right now, like I don't like feeling like a leech. I feel like I'm a little leech and I want to start giving back. I want to personally start giving back. Is this not normal for people? Like, is everyone just on gimme, gimme, gimme?
yeah, I think well, even if the whole UBI experiment that they're doing recently, they're like 200 people in Germany. They're going to be given $1,400 every month.
That's dope.
But I think they started just like a few days ago. But yeah, we'll find out. But there's been studies done on this already, where they found out that when they give people money to cover their basic needs, they don't just spend it on drugs. They don't just you know, waste their time. They actually volunteer their time to do things that they wouldn't otherwise do that are actually going to help society and benefit society.
Right.
They do it for free. They don't do it with this whole greed-based, market,
Right.
market-driven mindset of, how can I mean, that's a fine mindset too. I believe that whatever is valuable is usually gonna sell on the market.
True.
Um, but sometimes, there's some things that charitable things, volunteer activities that's not gonna sell, but
Hmm.
society really needs it.
Hmm.
And there are some things that, on the scientific end, it's not gonna sell for a long time.
Right.
And, we need people to just put their mind on it and,
Right. We need to.
need think tanks to just like drive through and figure out how to really help people, and they're
I.
not going to get paid for all that. So
I. I totally agree. We should provide people with. People shouldn't have to work nonstop to survive. Once you take the survival mode out of people, they start doing other things. They start giving their time more to other things they care about and feel strongly about and start interacting with the community more. Once they don't have this constant pressure to fucking keep on grinding, keep on making, keep on producing. Because when you do go to work, when you do all these things, it takes energy. It does. Like whether you like your work or not, your work takes your energy. And when you come back, you're very unlikely to start doing something else. It is very few people actually go off and start doing something else, start a second business, go to a charity, go become a tutor or something like that. I don't even do it that much. I would love to like just talk and teach for free, but at this point in time, I can't. I would like to have what's it called? Soc I don't know. I forgot what the hell they call it, but a Socrates method of teaching where we just have dialogue and we talk and we
oh,
have
that
this discussion.
dialectic.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Like I love that. I love talking to people and getting people's feedback and bouncing ideas and opinions off and allowing people to make conclusions by themselves. Like I don't like telling you what to think, but I will provide you with an environment and then you will come up with your own thoughts that are very similar to mine, but in your own way. So I'm not trying to convince you to think the way I think. I show you the point, I show you some evidence, and then you can make your own conclusion and tie it together with your relevant experiences. This is my shit. I love this. I would teach for free. I have no
Yeah,
problem
but
teaching. Go for it.
yeah, like I think that there's a difference between idiot compassion and this. We shouldn't confuse the two.
Mm,
UBI is not the same thing as idiot compassion.
right.
Difference with idiot compassion is that it practices victimology, where they want something back from it.
Yeah.
UBI is basically unconditional love. Here you go. No, I don't need anything back. But then
Yeah.
idiot compassion is they want your subservience back.
Mm,
Like kind of like how the government, is eventually going to do this whole um, get your jab or no job, that kind of thing.
no,
No
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 jab, no
jab,
job.
like the Australians are doing now.
That's fucked,
Uh,
dude. That is fucked. What
yeah,
happened in Australia? Australia used to be a spot to go to and like do woofing and like travel a little bit and like not anymore. Not anymore.
yeah. Pretty much the rest of the world is in on it now because the World Health Organization, White House rejected their whole thing, but the whole rest of the world is actually on board for this whole thing.
I don't think
Where
Germany's on board.
Germany's not on board, but most of the rest of the world is, and
Yeah.
they're
A lot of the
well,
world is on board.
but I see a lot of protests, like on
True.
images. I'm not sure how real if they're actually protesting for this sake, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to succeed for long. Especially after a decade, for sure after a decade, once they see how people are,
They're
once
gonna
their whole
forget.
agenda 2030 that they've announced that they need to depopulate the world, you know,
People will forget really quickly, and once something else comes and catches their attention, they will forget really quickly again. This is the problem with most people is that they don't remember their history, even their most recent history. They don't remember. They completely think that this is now and this is different than anything that ever was. You're like, what? No, man, you're fighting the same fucking battles. You just never won.
yeah, yeah, this whole idiot compassion thing is, here's a good quote. Every woman loves a fascist. Like
What?
um, it's talking about this whole idiot compassion. Like, like women have this, taboo that, they love. they love to have a big daddy. This they love to be helpless with this guy, that they're giving them what they need, and they're just totally dependent on.
Damsel in distress.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
I mean, well, fuck, guys like being heroes too, though. So it fits very well.
Yeah, but we in this case, the big brother government,
Hmm.
and it's not
That's
a healthy
true.
relationship.
That's true. That this is what do we call it? When one person feeds off the other.
Codependency and
Yeah, that's totally that's what they want. They want code. Yeah,
I
egos
don't
of
think,
love. Egos love of dependency and control.
yeah, codependency is where you're dependent on each other, though. This one, or I think it's broadly used in both ways, though. Yeah, this is a type of codependent relationship, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think sure, in the bedroom, that could be fine, like like a passionate thing, where you're doing that kind of stuff. But as a relationship, overall relationship, that's not a good way to be, you know,
I
you
mean, I have no problems if the woman takes control. Like, I really have no problems. We
know,
can fight. We can have a power struggle. That's fine too.
but like as a,
Oh, and sex. I'm talking about sex.
oh, okay, yeah. I mean, in the bedroom, there's all sorts of role play, all sorts of, that's where all um, the primordial things can manifest. Um, but yeah, well, once we've emerged from there, we're back to being humans. We're no longer animals, and we should think of humane, ways to live as a humanity, and things that are gonna help us evolve to the next level as a divinity, and
Yeah, so let's not have any compassion. Let's learn to have real compassion and help people and empower them so they can become better and more sustaining.
yeah, yeah,
What we
and
need.
victimology. I mean, the whole UBI is not exclusive of. I mean, is not inclusive of that. So
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, UBI
I
takes a
certainly
lot of
agree.
things in consideration.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. That's why I think that's what it's leaning towards. The whole hopefully
It it only
after.
makes sense, bro. The only big problem is that inflation. It doesn't matter how much you give to other people if inflation's gonna fuck up everything you do. Like once $1,000 is worth like $100, what the fuck you giving me 1,000? Now we need $10,000. Like this is the problem with doing it in this kind of system that's always just gonna keep inflating. Like we're gonna need more and more and more and more just to be in UBI.
Oh
And
yeah, inflation just that's a poison. That's like the biggest poison, and we're
mhm,
making as time progresses, it just that poison just gets more and more concentrated because we the interest on that fiat currency.
yeah,
It's gonna go from 20. We have $26 trillion in debt that we've created to this point in history in the past 100 years, and that number is gonna jump to 76 trillion. It's gonna triple. It's gonna triple in 5 to 10 years. At the current rate that we've been printing. So that's like,
what wasn't it the 2024 it was like 44 million, 44 trillion or something? Is that the numbers we had last time?
yeah,
When looking at those things, yeah.
yeah. That was the projection. But then on a separate website, I found that it was gonna be 76 by 2030.
Who the fuck? The Earth owes so much money. Who the fuck does the Earth owe money to, dude?
Yeah.
That's an insane, ridiculous shit. But yeah, this whole thing needs to change. But let's jump back into the whole the world being compliant with the no jab, no job thing. But the White House, apparently the White House is not cool with that. It's defying the WHO again. And I'm actually happy when governments go against fucking tyrannical bullshit policies. Like just say no. Isn't that what they taught us? Just say no. They can say no too.
Yeah. So I wanted to do a little experiment here.
Okay.
Um, the there's this page called Being Liberal
Yeah, you show me.
on Facebook, and this is I'm trying to open my mind a little, and
Check it out.
every time I see this feed on my news feed, I kind of get a brain aneurysm, but I try to read it and I try to help people, trigger people, and try to read their comments, see if it
Trigger
makes any
people.
sense, understand, some of their points of views. But
This is an
yeah,
echo chamber.
actually, no, there's people that argue too, and there's a lot of people, trolls like me, who come in there, and not a lot, but say maybe 10% of the people there.
Well, that's pretty good. You always need to have some people checking you on your shit.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go through this. What's some good stuff? I don't know what the first one is.
Let's read the headline here. This is just posted 18 minutes ago. House panel opens probe of White House trade advisor Navarro after abrupt cancellation of ventilator contract.
Well, fucking, well, fuck ventilators, man.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
80%
I don't really give a shit about
fatalities.
ventilators, to be honest. Like, statistically speaking, if you get put on a ventilator, you're more likely to die. Don't
Yeah.
get put on a ventilator
Yeah,
unless
like
you really, really need to.
if you follow the money trail, Soros, Gates, who are they all donating to the Republican Party?
No,
No. They're
no way.
giving all this money to the left. The,
Oh, hell
the
yeah.
left are like motivated. They're so motivated to make sure they keep getting that money. That's why they pretend to care so much about your health, even though there's
Pretend to care.
ventilators that they cause 80% fatality.
They only care when they benefit. If they're not benefiting from the care, then doesn't fucking they don't give a shit about you. You know. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Forget these
Yeah.
comments. That post doesn't really mean anything.
Okay, we'll read the comments when it means
Yeah,
something.
we'll
But
find a good post. Let's read the comments.
yeah, fact check. President Trump took undue credit for a relative claim that has settled in
Relative
Kenosha.
calm that has settled in Kenosha.
Calm. Oh, okay.
I know for a fact that Michigan governor sent the National Guard to help protect the protesters. Sent the National Guard to here to help the protesters. Huh?
Okay, okay, fine. Finally, some law and order. I don't really get it. What's there to fact check about
Yeah,
this? That's
what is there to fact check?
here's what you need to know. Trump is greeted. Um,
Oh, some slow scrolling right there.
yeah. I'm just gonna go to the summary here. Trump is greeted by protesters and supporters as he visits Wisconsin.
Yeah,
Uh,
Trump's greeted by protesters and supporters as he visits Wisconsin. In a rebuke of Trump's Kenosha visit, hundreds gather at the corner where Jacob Blay was shot. In Kenosha, Trump focuses on unrest, not racism or police violence. Yeah, why would he focus on racism or police violence when more people have died from the unrest than the police violence in the past week? Fact check. President Trump took undue credit for the relative calm that has settled in Kenosha. How are you fact checking that? Like, it's just an opinion statement. Like,
they repeated their headline in their bullet points, like, and they put it in the middle because
yeah.
they know people aren't gonna actually read these things. They know people aren't gonna read any of this shit. Yeah, Trump
So
compares officers who shoot people to golfers who choke and floats baseless dark shadows theories about Biden.
did he compare officers who shoot people to gophers who choke? I didn't hear about
What does
that, so I
that
wouldn't
mean?
know.
I'm gonna click that part. Trump compared instances of the police shooting people to golfers who choke when trying to sink a 3-foot putt. And speaking of the shooting, yeah, that's not a bad comparison. I
I don't
mean,
get it though.
well, he's saying that when sometimes golfers they might get like some sort of like anxiety. Golfers who choke when trying to sink a 3-foot putt, and when the golfer is like 3 feet away, and then he just gets nervous and he overhits it, and then he misses something that was just like 3 feet away.
I oh,
It's kind of similar,
that's a
because you got
stretch, but
like, you got Blake. He was 2-3 feet away from his door. As he's walking toward, he defied the cops. He hooked past that taser, this beast.
yeah,
He
how the fuck do you do that?
he's you can Hulk past it, and he probably was mentally dazed, and he just that
It was
kind of.
fun. There was tons of adrenaline in his body for
Some
sure.
people have like a high level of pain resistance. Um, I don't, but They,
I don't.
some people do, and they can brush it off. That there was that other guy who brushed off the. There was another guy, exact same thing, except the officers all died. They all
Ah,
got shot. Exact same thing as the Kenosha story. They open, tased him, try to struggle him down. This guy's struggling, fighting, and then he finally got up and he ran to his door, pulled out his gun, and shot both of the officers. But it was like that was a year ago. That was a past occurrence. But this recent one, is just echoing the same kind of thing with Blake. He brushed off the
I
thing.
mean,
He walked over and the police choked. They should have just jumped at him. They were just like, "What the? How did he? You know?" And they did try to grab him and pull him away from his car door.
I wonder why they don't use trank darts. I
Stuff
wonder if
like
there's an argument why they don't use trank darts
it's chemicals and stuff. It's more expensive. People can have
than
side
bullets. It's
effects.
true.
Tranquilizers. They've killed a lot of people. There's a
Oh
lot of
shit.
people die from tranquilizers.
Interesting. Oh, okay. And there you go. Let's
There
not give the
was like a
police
month
money.
ago. There was this girl. She was 8 years old. They administered, black girl too. They administered too much tranquilizer. She died.
What?
Yeah.
This is
Then
like a hospital or something, right?
yeah, I was in a hospital setting, but that happens. That's why I'm always paranoid about tranquilizers.
Yeah. Put you in that kind of daze of death.
Yeah.
Take it too far. I mean, this comment is it's, well, it's not really
Yeah.
that much, but still. Yeah,
Yeah. The president also floated a vague, baseless conspiracy theory that powerful people in the dark shadows were behind Biden's campaign, as well as protests in Kenosha and other cities, echoing themes struck by his supporters in the QAnon
Whoa,
movement.
whoa, whoa. What do you mean basis conspiracy? This fool can't even make a speech without fucking up. How is he running his campaign?
He molests everyone and smell checks every single person he
Smell
meets.
check. Smell check, homie. Oh man. Like somebody has to be running his campaign. Obviously, I don't know about Dark Shadows. I don't know who's running his campaign. I wouldn't know the names. But it sure as fuck isn't Biden. Sure as fuck isn't Biden. Motherfucker doesn't even know where he is. But yeah, let's keep going. What else we got here?
Yeah, and then the other bullet points here.
Uh
Trump impairs officers who shoot
oh,
people to go. Oh, so that. A Postal Service watchdog found that more than 1 million primary ballots were mailed late. Well, why is that a good thing for New York Times liberal machine? During the 2020 primary elections, audit released in Tuesday underscoring concern of the feasibility of widespread voting. Audit found that more than 1 million were mailed during the final week of the election, putting these ballots at high risk. Okay. President Trump has claimed without evidence that
and
voting by mail is more vulnerable to fraud.
but there is evidence that there's mail fraud. Like there is quite literally evidence of mail fraud. I don't know what this. Can you click on without evidence? Let's go to without evidence. Check it out.
Intelligence officials see no foreign effort.
No foreign effort to undermine mail-in voting. That's not no evidence. This is not no evidence. They're completely missing the point. They're saying there's no evidence, and then they go, yeah, there's no evidence of the foreign countries trying to fuck with our shit. Yeah, nobody said foreign countries are fucking with our shit. The only thing we said is there's corruption. Things get lost. There is fraud. There's a higher rate of fraud when you mail shit in than when you don't.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this whole thing with the Democratic cities being on fire, um, it's totally going in their face. Their
Yeah.
approvals have been dropping.
They,
Biden's approval has been dropping lately.
yeah, it has. Biden sure. And it brings me back to the question, is this the plan all along? I don't know, man. It seems too easy. It seems too easy to be like, what the fuck are these guys? Like, they want me to not like them so much. I don't like Trump, but these motherfuckers are horrible. Straight up lying to me in every which way and form. So, are they being such horrible people in order to get Trump reelected? I don't know.
It's like a double gotcha, but
Yeah, like
I don't think so because they've unleashed a lot of, the whole Clinton thing. They've just exposed themselves way too much.
yeah,
They've got them, with their pants off. A lot of the political, politicians they're just involved in all this shady pedophilia stuff, and
it's real. It-
um, but what if that's controlled release of some part of it, and
yeah,
there's actually way more, and
yeah. There's actually way more. But that brings me to another point. What if? No, not forget. What if? Remember when all the CEOs started quitting before coronavirus?
yeah,
Where the fuck did that go? What was this news? Why did we stop talking about this shit? Like, there's so much shit that everybody just forgot because everybody started getting all scared and shit. But there was some shady shit happening up until like, well, there's always shady shit happening, but we forget who goddamn sued, man. People,
yeah. Like they just right before all that, magically, just like how during 9/11, right before 9/11 happened, they bumped up the insurance on that building like a shit ton, and someone made a shit ton of money. Were they expecting that building to pop? Same thing here. Were they expecting the whole planned? Was it a pandemic? And then when people started waking up to the pandemic, is that when they started doing a BLM demic
yeah,
thing? To distract people
they're
from that.
yeah, they're keeping people in chaos. We're jumping from one topic to another. What's the next one?
Yeah,
Everybody's
this
hoping
is
for aliens, bro. Everybody's
yeah,
everybody wants aliens to happen. Get some aliens in the mix, cause what else can happen? It's hilarious.
yeah. I don't know. Like it's like you shouldn't have that many. This is a really bad strategy of like if you're within your own personal life, you should try to handle one problem at a time. If once you got like too many problems, now you're not going to fix even one problem.
Yeah.
And same thing here on a macro scale. They're just this is a strategy that they use. I forgot where it was mentioned in one of the there was in a documentary, but they talk about how they basically just distraction. It's a distraction ploy, to um, just overload you. While they'll create one problem, and then they'll just bring in something else to make you. So you're just in the middle of solving it. To just even you haven't even really gotten to grips with it. You already got a new problem. Now you just have to kind of accept whatever they give you, whatever solution they give you. You just gotta accept it. You can't. You're not. You don't have time to question it because now you have this whole new problem to understand even. So that's how that's a very um, core control strategy that governments use with false flags. Um, what else do we got here? This is an hour ago. They post a lot of stuff here. This is like every hour. This is like the most um, popular liberal page on Facebook.
A lot
So
of these things don't really aren't really relevant to anything important. Justice Department zeroing on longtime GOP fundraiser Elliot Brody. What is that? That means nothing to me.
yeah, I think they're trying to find out like
Limiting in-person congressional briefings in order to prevent leaks to the media. It still means nothing to me.
I mean these are all from Washington Post and NY Times. They're always talk about um, they're
Brody is under
total
scrutiny.
super liberal.
Drop investigation.
Is this the guy who was caught stealing $1 million or something from the GOP fundraiser? I think that was it.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that was this guy.
Okay, skip that one.
To watch President
Nah,
wage.
Family Guy was all right. I don't really care about Seth MacFarlane. To watch a president wage a 4-year campaign of deliberate division, trolling, and stoke unrest, and then that steady injection of national division boils over, to watch him blame the party not in power is truly one of the great political con jobs in American history. Except for the cities that are burning are
Yeah, people
not
think
Republican.
why do people think the president is just like some sort of god?
Yeah, is he fucking a superhero who's supposed to like come in with a fucking cape and protect everyone? Like, what? What happened to self responsibility?
Balance. Ever heard of? I'm just gonna write here. Ever heard of balance of powers? Um,
Apparently not.
there's
President is not a superhero. This is call to activism for much needed sanity. The problem with activism is that most of the activism is just go yell at people, go fucking do this, and then people will change, and then things will change if you yell and gather. That's not how fucking anything change. Even the most massive fucking gatherings ever, they didn't change policy in and of itself. There were still legislators and lawyers and bankers and government employees that pushed everything and made everything. The what's it called? The Civil Rights Act didn't just come from the Martin Luther King. No, it was a bunch of politicians who got together and created it after. Maybe they had ideas and were in contact with the people organizing everything and so on and so forth, but you still need to go through politics in order to change anything in this world. Yelling at people, screaming at people, demanding shit, burning shit down is not going to change shit. And if you think it is, go live in Chad, go live in Portland where there's no fucking government and go get shot, beat, raped, fucking, there's tons of crime there. You don't want to live there. You don't just change things by getting mad at stuff. You get together, you organize, and you pull your resources together. Like I've been saying this again and again. If all the money they would have used from like bailing out the protesters and the whole Black Lives Matter thing, like if they would have gathered all that money, they could have destroyed in the next upcoming elections. They could have taken over everything, but they don't. $1 million in a local political election is a lot. Big companies don't spend $1 million on your local level politician. They spend tens of thousands. If you have $1 million to go against your local politician, you're very well funded, to be honest. So I don't really get how social change is supposed to happen of screaming at people. It never has worked that way.
yeah, yeah. Do a petition. Talk to your mayors.
Yes.
Protest. Do it
Change your
peacefully.
mayor.
Yeah.
Kick his ass out. Get a law team. You would have been way more effective with $100 million legal
Around
team.
the federal building. Just peacefully protest around the federal building, mayor's house, and don't burn your own local businesses down. That's not sending the right message. That's not helping you in any
It is
way.
not.
And if you see someone else doing something like that, then stop them. What the hell?
You can't stop them though, because then they're gonna label you the enemy and attack you, which is what we've seen time and time again. You can't stop people from breaking into shit because then they will attack you. This is real.
I don't know, in the county I'm in, and in a lot of these Republican counties and states, no businesses burned, no buildings burned.
Yeah.
Because people are just like, yeah, we're not gonna let you do that shit. When the looting starts, the shooting starts. I don't know. I like that ideology. Um, it's referring to a KKK member said it in the 1960s or something, and because he said it,
It's bad.
Trump repeated it. So now they're saying that, oh, he's referring to something the KKK guy said. What is Trump like some sort of literary major? He's like gonna pick his words like that? No, he's just saying something
It's
that
fucking applicable.
common sense,
Yeah.
like if you're
Sounds
gonna if you're
good.
gonna burn down my business, I'm gonna retaliate. Um, yes, money is worth a lot. If money is worth a lot, then why are you asking for all this generational wealth shit, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So people are saying that, oh, $8 billion is worth nothing. One life means more than $8 billion.
Um, whose life?
No one's life. No one's like even Bill Gates. Like I don't know. They're giants. They've accumulated, but Let's
Yeah,
go on
Bill
a
Gates
different topic,
definitely
but
is not worth $8 billion as a person. He's
yeah,
a
but
lizard man.
yeah, like that's some of the responses I got from these guys, like saying that, well, even if I'm burning down your business, it doesn't mean you can shoot me. It doesn't mean you can kill me.
Oh yes, it does. That's exactly what the fuck it means. If somebody goes into your house and tries to take your shit? Are you just gonna be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you can take all my shit"? Is that what you're gonna
Yeah.
do? Is that what these
Is
fuckers would
that
do?
what the mayor is that what the mayor of um I don't know if it was in Portland. Yeah, but like, um there was one of the mayors, they were like, oh, this has gone too much because the building next to her caught on fire.
Right.
They were like, oh no, you can't burn out my building. That's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
cool. You can burn
Yeah.
down
Yeah.
the other buildings, that's
Yeah.
fine. But I'm the king around here. You keep
When protest gets too close to home, that's when they start going, "No, protests are bad. You guys are rioting. This is not good. This is not peaceful demonstration." But again, anything that doesn't fit their narrative, they're
Yeah, this whole thing is just controlled.
yeah.
A lot of they've found like that a lot of Rand Paul just recently ordered that that he wants travel records and expenses connected to these writers. So this
Right.
shit is coming to a close. We're getting pretty close to this BLM shit
Yeah.
getting resolved, and we're getting close to the next false flag attack. So the
Yeah.
next thing that they're gonna pop in front of us. So that's the scary thing, we don't know what's the next thing they're gonna do it, but they're gonna do something new. They need to keep us on our feet,
Yeah.
um, and it's scary. I don't know,
It
we
is.
don't know what's gonna happen because as soon as this closer we get, and we're very close to getting shit resolved now, because the senator got attacked. So um, and we're auditing their records. They found that a lot of these protesters, they're coming from hundreds of miles away. They're taking flights to cities. They're going across the country. A lot of these BLM trained protesters, they're flying across cities to organize these protesters and get people riled up and to make sure people stay riled up, and people like you and me don't be like, hey, what are you doing? Why are you being all destructive? How's
Yeah.
that going to help? People like you and me can't say that kind of stuff. So
Oh.
there's trained professional Antifa people that they fly over
Mm-hmm.
for that kind of stuff. So they're getting to the bottom of finding those things. They've made hundreds of arrests, um, of protesters and stuff. And
Go up, go up, go up. Anti-masker pulls gun in Florida Walmart and threatens shopper's life, but won't face charges.
sweet. I'm just kidding. I don't know the full details, but
Yeah.
let's see what's going on here.
Let's see what's going on.
A man who drew his firearm and threatened the life of a fellow store customer over dispute over mask will not face charges. Why is the other person carrying him? People have health, the HIPAA. What happened to HIPAA?
What happened to? Why is this? Why do people who want you to wear a mask get so in your face when they're so afraid of getting like what? It makes no sense why they get so in your face when they're afraid of you spreading germs. Like it's very counterintuitive shit that they're doing right now. They're so afraid for other people's safety, so they get in your face, risking getting the disease that they're so afraid of.
Okay,
Are you serious, bro?
so the stand your ground law says that if you feel threatened by another person, you can pull out your gun. So that's what this dude has for him. And yeah, I feel pretty damn threatened a lot of times. Have you heard of that guy who got shot for not wearing a mask?
I have not.
Yeah, there's shit like that happening. People get attacked for not wearing a mask. Why is this guy having a wheelchair? Oh, so he's carrying this guy.
All right. Okay,
Oh,
so they're
so
talking. They're
he's
talking.
not talking. He's getting riled up. He's just like, what the fuck? Why you wear a mask? Wear a mask. Well, maybe I don't want a mask. Maybe I have to. Oh, and then he's pointing his umbrella at him. Oh, look there. There you go.
That's an
Aggression.
that's assault right there.
That's assault. Stand your ground.
I feel threatened. He stepped up. He got into my
With
space.
he
That social
pointed his
distance, pointing at him, pushing him, like getting
no,
in
he
his face.
pointed his umbrella at him, like, and looked like he was gonna stab him. Oh,
And
he's like poking him in the face now.
there's there's other people telling him to back up. Damn.
Oh yeah, you little pansy. Yeah, just run off then. As soon as you
Yeah.
see the gun.
Yeah. I mean, that looks like, well, it ended, nobody got shot,
Oh my
nothing
God,
happened.
Mega Karen. This is not what's the male alternative of Karen?
Fucking Chad. Kyle. I can't say Kyle anymore
Chat?
because Kyle, that
Yeah.
was Kyle now. Yeah, but he's a fucking Chad.
No, chat's reserved for the buff dude who's super libertarian with the nukes and stuff.
Okay, so I can't say Chad. I don't know what that kind of thing would be.
It
But
starts with K, but yeah.
he didn't get
Anyways,
charged. I
you got a
mean,
male
th-
Karen.
it makes sense that he doesn't get charged.
He's got his umbrella. He carried around his umbrella to make sure people stay 6 feet away, but he just runs right up to him and uses
Yeah,
his
he
face.
steps to his face. People tell him back up, and he keeps doing it. Another random guy tells him back up, and he keeps yelling at this guy. And then
Let's read the comments here.
when he steps to his face, the other guy pulls out a gun. Whoa. Wow, these guys are fucking. These people are so.
Look at the kind of mindset that people have. These comments won't face charges. That is despicable. If
If he
he
had,
had been a minority, he would probably have been shot. And this girl is she's white.
yeah, she's super white.
She's brainwashed white
It,
old lady.
white guilt is very real right now, bro. White people feeling guilty as fuck, and I don't think you should feel guilty if your family or you've never had anything to do with it. Bill Gates, on the other hand, should feel guilty as fuck because his family's been fucking shit up for generations. Regular white people, y'all didn't do nothing. Y'all are just as fucked as we are. Stop feeling guilty for shit you had nothing to do with. Just stop. Stop feeling guilty for shit you had nothing to do with. You weren't in charge of your grandparents, your great, 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 great grandparents bringing over slaves. And most likely, your generation never had slaves. You were never directly involved in the slave trade. There was tons of white people that came after slavery. Where's this super white guilt coming from? I know where it's coming from. Identity politics. Let's make you afraid to be white. Let's make you afraid of everyone else. Let's make you afraid of other races. Let's put races against each other. Like, that's why I like Asians. Asians keep to themselves and don't fucking. That's it. They just keep to themselves. They're like, man, fuck everybody. They just do them, and they do very good. They're doing very, very good in society.
And look at this lady. Why wasn't he arrested? This is going too far. He was arrested, you freaking blind person.
Yeah, he
These
didn't have
these a lot
charges.
of these liberals, they just read headlines and
Wait, go up, go
they're
up,
not
go up.
even
Is that so? Using stand your ground. Hold up. Is that? I don't know if he was defending it or go up, go up.
standing.
Using stand your ground. There you go. So using stand your ground, someone not wearing a mask, considering a threat to my health, safety, giving me all the rationality to protect the rash, the birth of myself. I mean, if you want to come at somebody with a gun for not wearing a mask, then it's okay for them to come at you because you have a gun. So that's still them standing their ground.
How about you wear your hazmat suit?
Perfect. I mean, you're not gonna get any love, but yeah. Go down.
Dude, 14 people like this. Like what kind of world have we come to where people can't respect each other's, HIPAA laws. Everyone's breath is dangerous, and over a 99 point, 94% survival virus by previous standards, and that's if considering all the fatalities, and if you don't have comorbidities, then it's 99.9999999 percent.
Because these fucking people, they're too wrapped up in their fucking world.
Yeah, and
I think
why don't they take care of themselves? Like
exactly. All of these
we're
people are afraid to go for
we're a
it.
bubble.
Yes, yes,
We're
yes. I want them to do that. All these people that are afraid need to be wearing fucking bubbles. I mean, those things are out there. You can buy fucking bubble suits. That shit is real. That shit is real.
Yeah, it's real. Just wear your bubble,
Just
goddammit.
wear
Just
your bubble. Like, if you're so afraid of this virus, wear a fucking bubble. We won't judge you. We will
that's
not
gonna be my
judge.
comeback from now on. Just all caps. Wear your bubble.
Yeah, yeah. You should give them an Amazon link to a bubble and be like, this is what you need to buy, bro, because you're obviously too afraid to go outside. Wear your fucking
Yeah,
bubble.
your own health is your own priority before
Yeah.
they started. But the thing is, if this was even a 0% survivable pandemic, right? Like, 50% survival. There's never been a 0% survival pandemic. There's even the highest pandemic was 50%. The whole bubonic plague.
That was
Uh,
white people
but
fucking
even
shit
even
up. You know
but
why the
even
bubonic?
then, you have the respect, huh?
No, go for it.
You have the right to your own health, right? And you can breathe. Do what you want. You
Well,
protect yourself, whatever you
they didn't
want.
have the constant Germans back then, but yeah. Well, the bubonic plague was started because the I think the
The
Spanish
rats.
kicked the Moors out.
I
When the
thought it was
Spanish,
some of the rats that came
right,
back on ships and something, and they had some
but
sort of plague,
true,
and they
but
ate the rats or something, and then, or was it because the
no, no,
rats
no.
came?
It had to do multiple things, but literally what happened was the Spanish kicked the Moors out. They kicked the Muslims out or whatever because of religion and such. And well, the Moors did invade Spain for a while. They did, and Spanish has a lot of Islamic words in it. Or yeah, so the the Spanish kicked the Moors out, and they said that showering and cleanliness was more related to the devil. And they say the only way to purify anything is through fire. And so they stopped bathing, they stopped cleaning their cities, they stopped keeping everything all nice and sanitary, and infestations happened. Sure, there were rats that came over from whatever, but before that, they were pretty fucking sanitary. And we're derailing from some other shit, but that's just something that's just a random fact. That's kind of nobody really knows. But look at this. The from there. The first time I ever heard Black Lives Matter, I said that's a terrible name. It's so discriminatory. It's bad for black people. It's bad for everybody. And so they say, so just saying our lives matter because it's clear they do not in this country is bad. The clown in the White House is gaslighting us. No, it's not. It is discriminatory. You know what Black Lives Matter means to me or means to anybody who's not black? Well, nothing. Like brown people will be like, Black Lives Matter. You can agree with that. Yes, black lives do matter, but so do brown, so do Asians, so do white. All lives matter, and
Yeah,
they
that's what
get
I'm
so
just saying. This is
offended.
this whole thing is a divisive
Yes,
thing that they've been preparing for years,
yes,
and
bringing this shit.
it worked. It worked really well.
Some people are falling hook, line, and sinker. I'm
They have
sorry.
so many things that they just used to keep us distracted and fighting amongst each other, whereas we should just be fighting them. There's a really good video about this. Forgot his name. Look him up real quick. Oh, Larkin Rose. There's a really good YouTube video about it. How, we're all this, like, just imagine we're like this whole, we're like the molecules of water. We're like H2O molecules in a glass of water,
Sure.
and in that glass, there's a few other molecules that are not water. And we're being controlled. By there's like 0.1% of people, and they're controlling the rest of us, and there's some that are very small amount that are police and enforcers, but the majority of us are just being um,
Pushed
we're,
around.
we're too afraid to fight against the very, very, very small amount of people,
Yeah,
even though we can all see what's going on.
yeah. It literally is. 1% includes everybody and the enforcers.
Yeah, and that 0.001%, they've got a lot to lose,
They
so
do.
that's why they spend a lot of money. Bezos, Zuckerberg, all the billionaires
Oh,
and trillionaires of the world, they have a
right.
lot to
They
lose.
do.
So they have to invest a lot of money to keep people fighting against each other. They have to invest a lot of money to perpetuate wars, perpetuate poverty, and because otherwise they know what's gonna happen. People are just gonna be like, we're not gonna take shit anymore.
Yeah. I mean, look at what he's saying. The simple truth is Donald Trump failed to protect America. So now he's trying to scare America. Hey, Trump is not scaring America, bro. If you're getting scared by what Donald Trump says, you're obviously not fucking listening. Or you're listening to somebody tell you what to think.
What
Because
is he saying that's scary?
I
Like,
don't know. The only people who've called for violence and actions and go to the streets and take what's yours are the Democrats. Everyone else is like, be peaceful, stop looting, don't fucking hurt people. How is this scaring America? And again, this is so fucking weird that I'm now defending Trump. It feels like a Black Mirror episode sometimes where I'm like, Trump's not that bad. And I'm like, what the fuck? How did it come to this? How did it come that a reality TV show host has more reason and logic than a long established fucking political campaign full of bullshit and lies?
here's an ally here. Yeah, that's why all the violence is taking place in blue cities and criminals doing the damage are all Democrats. Nice try, comrade.
Yeah, that's very good. That's a very good point.
Republican cities are safe. Blue states and their cities are the violent. Move to a
Move
red
to
state.
a red state.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, yeah, there's some people with like who see the truth. And again, all this rhetoric and all this shit they're talking about and all the polls they tell to themselves has nothing to do with the reality of America going, yeah, they're fucking lying to us. The majority of America is seeing that we're not being told the fucking full truth. The majority of America sees that the media is not acting on your best interest.
Yeah, I mean, I see some comments here, about how, what was it? Trump's kid funneled money from a charity into the business. So there is some shady shit like that.
Yeah, there is. And all
Trump
this
is
shit is
money.
shady.
Trump is a money man. He.
Trump has always been a shady businessman.
Yeah.
He always has. There's many times where he hasn't paid contractors. He has thousands of lawsuits against him. And he's the fucking president of the United States of America, man. If that's not fucking America, I don't know what the fuck is, dude. This guy is literally the definition of America. If I ever saw one in, it's fucking hilarious. Donald Trump is trying to start a race war. No, he's
We,
not. He is not.
he tried to stop it, but
He's trying
nothing.
to. Black people are starting to recognize it, bro. He's starting to get more. Even the polls are starting to show he has um. Yeah, even the polls are starting to show he's getting more votes from the black community, Afro American. Kamala smelled the best.
It's a good one.
Trump, Joe Biden with a Trump for 2020 president. Yeah.
Uh,
Hey, he probably forgot what sign it was, though, dude. Oh man. Okay, so the narrative police action deploys criminal history is recurring communication strategy. Shifting the public's narrative away from the police officer's actions and onto Floyd's criminal history is a recurring communication strategy that's intended to make us not see him as a victim, to dehumanize him, and to make him a caricature. Same thing they're doing to Kyle. Exactly the same they're doing to Kyle.
and every police officer that
Right.
tries to defend themselves
Right.
and tries to do their job.
They dehumanize everybody who defends themselves right now. This might be the way this is. They start trying to come for your guns. Oh, defending yourself is not allowed anymore. Yeah.
Um,
People can subscribe to the he had it coming trope so that they don't have to feel sorry for the victim of police. He didn't have it coming. He shouldn't have fucking been arrested like that. He shouldn't have been aground. I don't know what this toxicology report saying he died of an overdose of fentanyl. That seems far fetched, but fentanyl is a fuck kind of drug, so I wouldn't know. Like a minuscule amount can kill you. So yeah, I wouldn't know. I don't know if he was an opiate addict. So I can't say like he had it coming. No, he didn't. He shouldn't have had that knee to his neck for that long time. There's no reason to do something like that, but there was a lot of shady shit coming in from that.
yeah, Um, I don't have anything good to say regarding that. There's just so much stuff. Floyd is just a total joke. He might even be still alive. Some people think he's still alive, but
Some people do still think he's alive. I don't
but
know.
even if he's
I
still alive, yeah, I don't think he should be alive. He's done a lot of effed up stuff, like a
what
long list, and
what
he
I do
doesn't.
know. Oh, sorry, go for it.
Yeah, but
What I did read or see somewhere is that the GoFundMe George Floyd had, or one of those crowdfunders, like they ended it before the toxicology report came out
why?
because then it proved that he died of an overdose of fentanyl.
Um, how much did that go up to?
I don't know, a couple million.
A couple million only? That's because money talks, and I'm just wondering. Republicans donate to the whole things. That people are putting their money on what they believe in, and it's just kind of worrisome that putting people. A lot of people are putting money on the Democratic things, on the left things. A lot of them are deceptions. Um, but yeah, this is kind of. I guess I think this we're the only ones that do this kind of thing, where
What?
we look at liberal things. So, some of them do like one at a time. Like I've never seen where we like just go through all the whole liberal things and then just dismantle them.
Destroy them.
It's kind of fun,
It is
actually.
fun.
I didn't expect this to be fun.
I mean, I can't agree with something that I obviously see as a lie.
Yeah, but I think maybe we might be a little biased sometimes, but
Wait, go down, go
um,
down. White House suppressed coronavirus reports and downplayed virus, House panel says. What are you talking about?
well, that was Fauci. Fauci, he's
Downplayed the virus in the beginning? He did downplay the virus in the beginning.
yeah, he said we don't need
Or did
to
Nancy Pelosi?
shut down travel from China. We don't
Yeah,
need to
that
ban travel from China.
nobody wanted to shut down. They call him a xenophobe because they shut down fucking.
Trump literally asked him, and Fauci just that's what he said. Everything related to coronavirus, it's all on Fauci. Okay, Trump is not a fucking uh, virologist, and the fact that Fauci funded, if you watch Pandemic, the fact that Fauci funded the whole Wuhan lab to develop this coronavirus, and he still said that, oh, it's okay, we don't need to stop travel. That fact alone should
You,
make you realize that there's some really shady stuff going on.
you said they funded this coronavirus. I don't know if they funded this one, but they're definitely funding viruses out there.
Oh yeah, on Pandemic, they wasn't it not? I don't know if it was this strain, but it was a strain of coronavirus that
Right.
Fauci funded in that Wuhan lab.
There's multiple patents for strains of coronaviruses that the U.S. government, was it the U.S. government? I'm not really sure who it was, but
Or
there are
CDC.
multiple patents for coronaviruses. So somebody has a patent for a coronavirus. What the fuck? Why are you guys patenting fucking viruses, bro? What's the benefit? Why the fuck would you patent a virus if you're not planning to use it?
Hmm.
I don't know why
Oh,
you patent viruses if you're not planning on using them.
they're trying to have some sort of vaccines. They're trying to develop a vaccine for it. But
So while trying to develop a vaccine, they created a superbug.
yeah, even though like in the US, it's illegal to enhance viruses. Why would you need to? I don't get why you need to enhance a virus in order to develop a vaccine for it.
Just in
That's
case.
why they had that's why they had to export it out to China because
China.
it's illegal here in the US to
And
do
in
that.
China, it's only illegal if you're not doing it with the government.
Really? No, I don't think anything's illegal in China. You just pay money and you can do
Well,
it.
if the government doesn't allow it, then if you're not doing it with the government, then it's illegal.
Uh,
That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
yeah. It's funny how so many people blame the coronavirus stuff on
On Trump,
Trump,
fucking idiots.
even though he's been pretty. I mean, he's just pretty much left it to how it should be, which is the local levels. You can't. If I want my arm to move, I'm not gonna be like, my whole body's just gonna make my arm move. I'm not. That's how viruses work. They propagate from place to place. Um, they don't, you know, magically rain from the
There's
sky all over the U.S. at the same time.
there's
So
a
that's
lot
why
of
it's
go for it.
yeah, that's why local level action has always been the thing, and even the previous Spanish flu, um, the towns shut down one by one. They just kept an ear out. Oh, they're having even in those times where they didn't even have internet. If they can do that, they had just newspapers. If they have the sense to lock down towns gradually and not do it at a national level, at a federal level, and not blame it at a federal level,
Yeah.
and we can when we have instant communication and massively improved health infrastructure.
There's a lot of people who are not from the US. And how do you know they're not from the US? Very easy English words that aren't normal Americans don't use. They foreigners put English words together in very different ways than Americans do. The way we talk and the way we write is very easy to tell who is a foreigner and who is not. So there's a lot of people on this on this page who are not American. And that's for them. I really don't give a shit. I'm just trying to prove the point that yeah, man, I don't a lot of these things are people take sound bites and then treat that as truth and then go off and make up some other shit or take it to a whole other level. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain this, but no one's probably gonna read into this. Can't believe they have 4.3 thousand likes, 1.3 thousand shares. People just damn liberals.
All right, man. What hey, what else was on your mind right now?
Yeah, so yeah, we've been in this for a while.
Yeah. Oh, liberal page. Okay. Biden criticizing Trump groundlessly. Yeah, I don't really understand why. At this point, Biden's just talking nonsense, like he's been for the past couple of months. So that's
He can't point out any specifics of what was done and what he doesn't like and what he wants to do. He can't point out anything specific. What he would have done different.
all he does. All they do is literally the only party trying to divide America is the Democratic Party right now. The only party trying to say everything's fucked is Everything is fucked, but the Democrats aren't trying to help in any which way or form. And how do we know they're not trying to help? What the hell have they done in the past 5, 6 months, except for scream and yell and complain? What actions have they taken to help their people? California fucked us up. Newsom? Fuck that guy. Fuck, I'm gonna vote that fool out as fast as I don't care who the hell I'll vote for. I might not vote for president, but I'm definitely voting local. And the way I'm voting local, I'm trying to take away as many Democrats as possible. I'm putting in libertarians and I'm putting in Republicans. That's what the fuck I'm putting in. I don't care what your views are right now. As long as I'm pretty confident you're not gonna just start siding with the Democrats blindly. That's all good with me right now. As long as you're not blindly siding with people, you have your own fucking thought process. That's my only requirement for me to vote for you right now. Because we can't keep these fuckers in power, dude. We can't allow them to keep power. California's gonna get more fucked. I yeah, California's gonna get more fucked.
Yeah, I'm worried about the taxes here, and once if I have to move out, to a different place, I'm not too worried about getting uh, a different place, but selling this current place would
That might
be
be
tough.
yeah, that might be the toughest thing.
Yeah, the price of, but actually the property value has been increasing here because it's Republican County. I'm just wondering if like um, the California parts of California will secede from you know um, from the rest of California because of the
That's
taxes
fucking
and all.
hilarious. It's not even the West exit no more, West Coast exit no more. It's just specific counties exiting from everything else. They're like, fuck y'all, independence. That'd
I'm
be
pretty
great.
Yeah, Northern Cal. There's really like those three counties. I mean, three sections like central.
Northern center and south.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm pretty sure it'll break down further because yeah.
I I don't know, man. You told me Oregon. I don't think that's a bad idea. I'm pretty sure rent's way cheaper over there. And prices are way cheaper over there. Taxes are less over there. So
Yeah,
Oregon looks green as fuck to me.
it is. It's there's a little bit of flooding along the this area right here because a river goes in here.
Well, let's not go there.
I don't mind a little river, but
I just don't like mosquitoes.
yeah, you can go like here. Just I don't want to be too far away from the river, but yeah, um,
Yeah,
just
as long
still
as
be close.
yeah,
I want to be close to the ocean. That'd be nice.
as long as we cross state borders and we're not in the desert, I'm cool. I really don't like the desert. I'm not a fan of the desert, and getting out of California would be the only goal. So what?
Yeah, they're getting rid of these taxes.
The campaign to legalize magic mushrooms in California.
Well,
Yeah,
that was a year ago. It's already oh, it's Santa
yeah,
Cruz.
Santa Cruz and Oakland, isn't it? Or no?
Yeah, third city in the U.S.
Yeah, Oakland did it, didn't they? Hey, yeah, all they really need to do is decriminalize it. You don't have to make it quote unquote legal. As long as you can't arrest people, you can't go after people for growing them or using them or supplying them, then whatever the fuck, it doesn't really matter if you legalize it or not. Not legalizing means you're not gonna fucking tax it. So in that case, yeah, I'm all for that. I'm all for decriminalization, not legalization. If I don't have to pay taxes on it, we good. We be good. Denver.
Santa Cruz, Oakland, and Denver. Those is that well, these two are NorCal.
Yeah. Santa Cruz, Oakland, and Denver.
Oh, that's what the homie was doing. He's gonna make it here, and then he's gonna drive it up to that area, and so. But yeah, that's I really
Idea.
psychedelic mushrooms are great because they help you see
Oh,
microscopically, and
oh,
zoom out
exactly. Or
and
zoom in.
it's I like it better than marijuana because marijuana is like it does similar thing, but it also tranquilizes you a little bit.
True.
Whereas
It does pacify you.
mhm.
It
Mm,
does. It does pacify you.
that has its benefits, but mushrooms also has its psychologically more integrative and activating and awakening properties.
It
That
destroys your ego. Like to the levels like when we're talking about marijuana or with weed, smoking it, yeah, it makes you passive as fuck. It makes you chill. It makes you hungry. It makes you giggle. It makes you relax. It's good. It's good. It's good for after work. You want to relax. You want to take the stress off. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Smoke some weed. You don't need a beer. Smoke some weed. But if you actually want to, boom, learn some shit. Like if all those people on that page we were just on took some, I'm pretty sure a lot of them took mushrooms. Never mind. Why are they thinking like that? I'm pretty sure a lot of these people
I'm
have
pretty
taken
sure a lot of
mushrooms.
them didn't. There's a lot of people that they're just,
How I don't how do not think like me? I'm kidding. But yeah.
I don't want to be too long. I don't want to be on this page too long.
I mean we can get off it. I'm over
It
this
might,
shit.
it might be damaging to my psyche.
Wait, go up?
But I mean, but the fact is, me being on this page, it's not. I don't feel angry or anything. I feel
No.
logically. I'm able to logically address things.
Yeah.
This is something you know, the left can't do with the right. The left
That's
just gets like whenever you
trigger.
get like yeah, whenever you get anger like this aneurysm,
Yeah.
that's when you know that you have some sort of cognitive dissonance and you need to face that demon.
You
You need to
have a
figure it out
yes,
why you have because you have some
yes.
sort of like conflict.
Uh,
And more than that, you most
Holy
likely
shit.
have a huge ignorance.
Holy shit. You just fucking, that's it, bro. That's
Yeah.
it.
Wherever you're, anything in life where you have some sort of like pain, like some unexplainable thing, you got to find out how and explain it.
Right.
And emotions are not the right way to explain it. Oh, I just
No.
hate him. Oh, he just racist. Those are emotional
Yeah.
arguments.
Yeah. Blanket label
Trump,
generalizations. Unless you're trying to joke and include that in the argument, whatever, then you're just blanket label generalizing. It's not, it doesn't serve anybody's purpose. It's not helping you either.
yeah, like we're going through this whole page. We feel a little bit of anger, but we're able to use our left brain, and we're able to think with our whole brain. When you're only able to think with one side of your brain, and your other side of your brain is just turned off, that's not good. And
Yeah.
this is something that applies to everything in life. You should use both sides of your brain, and if you're if you're totally, this applies to everything in life, honestly, like just even relationships.
That actually brings to the point where they are making it get to the extremes of if you're not with us, you are a racist. That's where it's getting to. And I think a lot of these people are afraid of seeing themselves as racist in some way or form.
Yeah, and they're saying that other people are fascist,
Right.
but what is fascism?
Right.
Fascism is when you just blindly follow some sort of program, some sort of leadership.
Right.
Is the left not being fascist by saying that anything that's disagreeing with them is
Yeah.
racist?
Anything that's Trump related is racist too.
No,
Everything
I mean,
Trump.
what they're saying is if you're not with us, you're
Yeah.
racist.
Yeah.
So so if you're not with us, you're bad. That's the definition of fascism. Like, well, I mean, fascism approaches it from like a nationalistic point of view, but you're being nationalist by, the object of nationalism in this case is the leftist ideologies. Um,
Yeah. I don't know how politically correct they want to make places. And I don't know. Maybe we should have politically super woke, ultra mega woke places that nobody wants to go to. That I'm fucking okay with that. I really don't care. I don't have any intention of wanting to visit Portland. I don't give a shit. But I don't.
I really wanted to go to Portland. Portland has some amazing Buddhist
Oh, really?
temples, Zen temples. It's beautiful.
But if we burn that shit down,
Portland, yeah. But I mean, it's chaos now, and same, a lot of travel plans. I used to have FOMO, but now the FOMO's gone because it's all burned down. All like it's all dangerous and like burned down socially, burned down physically in a lot of places, and also medically because we've they do also like just getting on a plane is just such a pain now. Uh, it would be nice to travel, but yeah, I think it's kind of interesting actually. The left cannot do this. The left cannot read a Republican page and be like, "This is interesting.
yeah,
This is interesting to see their arguments."
and yeah,
Um,
and go into depth and click on the links and read through the shit and look at their arguments and look at the comments. We can do this together, man. Shut up.
yeah, like what kind of argument is this? Donald Trump will destroy this country in order to maintain power. Who's destroying the country? How is he
How is he
destroying?
destroying the? I mean, fuck.
I mean, he is destroying the country in the sense that he's not using his authority to squash down these Antifa.
And
But if
get rid
he
of the
if he
Federal
did that,
Reserve and all this other shit. But
yeah. But I mean, even Ron Paul is actually saying the same things that we're saying. Actually,
yeah,
that they're the left is blaming uh, the right for the things that they're doing.
he's fucking
Ron Paul, the
insane.
guy who wrote "End the Fed,"
Yeah.
Rand Paul too. They're on the right side.
Yeah, they attack Rand Paul when he's the one trying to actually prevent a Breonna Taylor fucking thing, and then they were saying say her name. What are these idiots? It's so funny, man. They actually like attack the people who are helping them, the people who are on their side and actually pushing legislation. They're attacking them because they're not because they probably weren't told that Rand Paul was doing this. They're probably told like, "Oh my gosh, our Democrats are so cool. We're doing." No,
No,
no.
they're just blindly attacking people. They're so annoying. They go to random restaurants and just like
Yeah,
harass people,
yeah, it's fucked up.
and they're just blindly attacking people. It's just they don't, they don't even know. I mean, I didn't know that Rand Paul. I heard of it, like it sounded familiar to me, but get to know the person before you freaking mob him.
Nah, fuck that. Attack. All right, so let's start wrapping this up because we've been at this for like a minute. So let's go back and all these problems, all these things, and everything. How do we start the path of solving all of these? I think what you said was straight up genius, and there's a deep fear within a lot of people that if you're not fighting against something, you're for something. And in this case, it's racism, and it's not like just you be a good person. You do good. You treat everybody with fucking respect. Sprinkle respect everywhere, sprinkle love everywhere. And if everyone just fucking did that one thing, we would be very well off.
Yeah, just like you can't fight fire with fire. Like
That sounds cool, but you really can't.
it's yeah, if you want to play around, okay, you can light something on fire and just but that's just a game. But if you're trying to solve a problem, um, you're not gonna throw gasoline onto a fire, um, and to solve a problem. And metaphorically speaking, just metaphorically speaking, like if you're feeling like I don't know why this even has to be explained, but just positive positive psychology is the right way, and that's from inside to every place outside of yourself too. Like positive action to move forward with certain things. There's a lot of things that um, BLM um, has on their plate to do, and they can't actually work on it if they're just burning stuff down and
Right,
messing up their cause. And
right.
that's why I think that Antifa and some of these things are just like they're hijacked. It's a hijacked organization.
Yeah,
Like, I think like a lot of the stuff that BLM has is it's a good idea.
yeah,
Sure, okay, black people have they not just black people but all races, um, all immigrants. A lot of people are have been slaves and they've been
yeah. There's been a ton of abuse. Abuse comes in all shapes and forms, and like, fuck, dude. Like, you think they're treating black people bad? Immigrants are over here fucking getting similar treatments. Like, people who have nothing get treated like nothing too. Like, you guys are not the only victims here. Let's actually start trying to help the community. That's if Black Lives Matter actually wanted to help the community, it could. How many social programs has it set up? How many education programs has it set up? How many job training programs has it set up? How many businesses has it helped create? How many businesses has it helped burn down? That's a fuck
literally
number.
that's like the funniest. That's like the most direct comparison. Like
Yeah,
instead of burning down businesses,
start making
build
it.
new business.
Yeah, that's what you should have done.
You're literally going in the wrong direction.
Yeah, you could
With
have
some with most of these things, you're going in the wrong direction.
the completely wrong direction. All that money could have been, you could have funneled it to creating businesses in that community. You
Yeah.
could have created small little manufacturing centers. You could have created small distribution centers. You could have created gardens and shit.
Yeah,
And
like all the money going to BLM, we don't even know what it's going towards. The
Act Blue.
BLM owners, they won't even admit, they won't even tell you what it's going towards.
Damn, that's
It goes
fucked.
through Act Blue, but Act Blue, um, they give it to BLM, but the BLM, they're not disclosing where it's actually going towards. So all of it's just going towards administration expense, meaning their salaries.
Just like charities and shit.
Yeah, but yeah, like come up with solutions at the local level.
Right,
Um,
right. Those are all
have go. I
possible.
think rather than BLM, why don't you have GoFundMe's? Like you know,
That'll work
for
better.
these kind of things. And
I have the
for
same concept.
projects.
I have the same concept and idea of trying to get an app that does the same thing as GoFundMe or whatever, but it has to do more with local people doing local projects at local places. Or local places make no sense, but yeah, local people doing local projects. That should be kind of the thing. Like GoFundMe is kind of everywhere and does everything, but you and your neighbors should get together and create something positive for the community. That should be a big push for more community actions and local gardens and local everything. But I don't know, man. I think the only people can either meditate their way out of this nonsense or they should. No, I mean, I was gonna say take psychedelics, but a lot of these people on the liberal page probably already took psychedelics and still think this way. So my argument for people taking psychedelics is now shot because now I see that even those people are still thinking the same way.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they've all taken psychedelics, but psychedelics will definitely wake you up to this whole more holistic view, and they're kind of
Right,
holistifying their um, a lot of their ill-conceived notions
right.
and I overly idealistic notions, and um, especially ignoring some of the other arguments. But yeah, it's tough. But like definitely, if you don't know what to do, if you don't know what positive action you need to take, don't take the negative actions at least.
Yeah,
Don't burn shit.
for sure.
Don't steal shit. They
Yeah,
actually have laws, and like they actually made it so that police officers cannot arrest looters. They have unless they first consider
I
if what they're looting is actually necessary for them.
yeah,
So if you take a whole bunch of shit, and you say, "Oh, I need this," I'm bored.
I need all these Jordans and these Vans and this Gucci wear because I be needing them. What? Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, they all need the clothes, all of it, racks and racks and fucking clothes. They it's totally necessary. But let's start getting back to the concept point. Um, yeah, there's no simple solution to this. It always comes down to we got to build our own community and export the blueprints. That's it, man. Build our own community, export the blueprints. Start with one house with like 4 or 5 bedrooms and probably a communal kitchen, and then start building a community around that. I think it's plausible. I think it's plausible. Yeah. Oregon, bro. I don't know. Somewhere.
Definitely.
I just don't like the desert. I wouldn't want to go to Texas because
We gotta go visit there
yeah,
first.
you gotta go check it out.
Gotta research it first and scope out some good places geographically and uh, just mentally plan and just check out the areas, check out some houses and properties.
Hmm.
But yeah, yeah, I think it's what's the tax rate and everything is probably better there too.
Everything's better than California and New York. People are leaving New York too. People are leaving New York. People are leaving
Oh
Los
yeah,
Angeles. People
in
are leaving
droves.
Portland. People are leaving all major cities because they're realizing if shit actually hits the fan, a city is not where you want to be. It is not where you want to be.
And when we say shit hitting the fan, we're not talking about BLM. We're
None.
talking about like
Real problems.
Venezuela
Yeah. We're talking about
crashing and
power
um,
outages and fucking food shortages and medicine shortages and like, oh man. There's only like a what? Was it a 3 day or a 3 week supply of food in the grocery stores?
a three week or 3 day.
3 days seems too little, 3 weeks seems too much, but anywhere between
No,
them.
yeah,
Let's say
three
three
days
weeks.
sounds right, but
Sounds right?
yeah, like,
All right, fuck. Let's say 3 weeks. There's a 3 week food supply in the
no,
grocery
three
store.
days sounds right. Not
Oh,
3 weeks,
3 weeks sounds a lot. Yeah.
because they get shipments like at least once a week. I know that for sure. I thought it was just 1 week, but 3 days sounds a little more accurate because pretty sure they get a couple times a week.
Well, depending on the city, how big your city is, but Yeah, our local super food, like our grocery stores, are not meant to withstand weeks without food.
It's like that whole this actually. Have you seen Rick and Morty?
Yeah, of course.
Have you seen that one episode where those aliens or like their their money just becomes worth nothing?
Oh yeah, when he destroys their money by making that one into a zero.
Yeah.
So all their money was basically a fraction of one, which is fucking, to me it's Bitcoin. But he turned that one into a zero, which made all their money worthless, which then nobody was getting paid to do their jobs. So nobody did their job, and then chaos ensued, and then
They just
they
shot themselves and
shot themselves. It's like the jackets are the new money. The one who had the jackets rules them all. And yeah, it was hilarious. It's funny, dude. Like he destroyed a whole galactic civilization by making a one into a zero.
yeah, it's not gonna be like zero. It's just gonna be hyperinflated, and eventually you're not gonna be able to buy stuff, or you're gonna have to use all your freaking savings to buy something else. You're just gonna be like totally impoverished and have to go to these FEMA camps where you get like some long soup lines and stuff, and they're probably gonna have all sorts of other things. You know, if this whole deep state conspiracy is real, they're gonna even the people that are
In the soup line,
homesteading.
need a fucking shot, need a fucking jab, need a microchip to get some soup.
Hmm. Yep, definitely. Yeah, but even the people that are homesteading and safe, even those people, they might eventually come after them too.
Yeah, eventually you got to rule out the people, the dissenters, the people who are not following orders, because then other people get the wrong idea. Other people start to see that, oh, you can live freely without the government in your face. I want to do that too. You don't want that. They definitely don't want that.
Yeah,
They definitely don't want that.
but they might not. Who knows? They might. Those might be the select 500 million people
Who knows?
that they, they let they let be alive.
We got to make an island. Make it. There's not doesn't even exist right now. We have to make it.
Island
A floating
Island
island.
doesn't Island isn't necessarily gonna necessarily keep you safe. I think it's just having a plot of land, you know, kind of far away from everyone, but not too far away. Uh, I don't know. Having a community is pretty important too. Um,
We need to build a
but I
community.
think the right size. Yeah,
150 people.
I think thousands will be fine.
Start with 150.
There's already like there's a lot of small towns where there's only a few hundred people, 1,000 people and
Go and
stuff.
pay one of those.
Invade? You just buy property there and just build something up over there slowly.
Bring all the
And
minorities.
land would probably be much cheaper there, but you could probably get a few acres and like
Of
just
course, it's much cheaper. As soon as you cross state lines, everything becomes like half price. I,
yeah.
I
Yeah, we
I
should
don't
probably
think I'm
take this
exaggerating
offline.
too. I am not
Oh yeah,
exaggerating.
as soon as you cross California state line, it's just
Fucking water's
everything in
cheap.
NorCal is still pretty expensive. I was originally looking in NorCal, but still
Oh
stuff
yeah,
is like freaking
NorCal's
expensive.
so expensive. It's still Cali
Like
though.
yeah, like for some reason it's just because it's Cali, it's still expensive.
What we should look into is maybe we can go up there to a community and opportunity zone in Oregon and start getting money to build up the community and start building our community. You might want to look into that. That's actually not a bad idea. Opportunity zones in other states that's not California. Good idea.
Yeah, we need more people. I'm not smart enough,
Of
or
course,
res-
we need lawyers and accountants and fucking financiers and whatever. Everybody. We need all kinds of.
construction experts and
We need our own
zoning
THC,
experts.
the High Council. Yeah, we need our own High Council basically. So anybody listening want to become part
I
of the
don't
High
know. I might
Council?
I might just
Let me know.
I'm kind of just resigned to just being around here and in my city of 150,000. And if I gotta go to a FEMA camp, I gotta go to a FEMA camp.
Fuck that. I'm
Bunker
leaving
in
this
my house.
country.
You live in the country.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
that's my plan too. Like,
No.
if I gotta go to FEMA camp, as soon as I gotta do that,
Yeah, as soon as
boom, I'm out of here.
As soon as the
taking a
FEMA
boat out of
campaign
here.
starts fucking popping up, I'm bouncing. Where am I going? Who gives a fuck?
Mexico?
Mexico's the easiest option, but if FEMA camps start popping up here, how safe is fucking Mexico?
Yeah.
It's not
But
safe
I
right
think you
now.
need the most. That's why the most important thing is to have some, have assets.
Hmm.
Gold, silver, crypto. Those are never
Boat.
gonna. Yeah.
Gotta have a
Huh?
boat.
A boat? What? You got boat's expensive. I wouldn't. You only need the boat once. I wouldn't buy a boat. But yeah, some people, if you have enough money, like that'd be awesome. If I could just have my own boat, just live out in the ocean.
That's what I'm
Then
trying to tell you. A floating city,
there's
bro. A floating
yeah,
city.
there's some books on that kind of stuff, how to garden on a boat. Like it's like aquaponic gardening, and you can use that that ocean water. You're surrounded by water and you're surrounded by sunlight. You can use your own um, defecation. Bird. You can get birds and stuff too.
You can fish and fertilize your food with Fukushima water.
Yeah, you can handle radiation.
I
Just
mean, radiation is better than FEMA camps. Man, when you're choosing radiation over a FEMA camp,
but yeah, I think we're talking about like 2030 kind of shit. I don't think that's gonna
yeah.
happen. Like,
So let's avoid all that. Let's create a different reality where Agenda 2030 doesn't actually happen.
yeah, we're talking about 2028, 2029 kind of shit when the deep state's gonna be like, hey, we got a plan, boys. Get to work. All their lackeys that they have assigned, all the lackeys of the Rothschilds that they have assigned
We should
to
call them the Red Shield.
the Red Shields.
Well, that's what their name basically means.
Oh, okay, I like
The
that.
Red Shield. It's a German translation, or it was a German name and it became English, I think.
I don't think I don't think what is it called? The censorship really looks at that.
Okay.
Red Shield.
Rothschilds, Rockefellers, Oppenheimer, Carnegie. Who else fucked us over? Oppenheimer
Uh,
didn't fuck us over like that. Oppenheimer was the one that helped invent the nuclear bomb.
I
Totally
think so
different.
long as we can, so long as we can survive the financial crash, we're going to be pretty much fine.
But
Because so long as we have some form of trade that we can do with each other, we should be fine.
as long as you can have a self-sustaining community that you can produce things you can trade with, like crops and finished products, you're fucking fine. You'll survive no matter what. If you have clean water, a place to grow food, and some kind of way to actually make finished products, you'll be good. And community that helps you protect it because you have to protect all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why like some of the on Alex Jones or one of the guests was saying like how it's not gonna be just a crash. They're gonna supplement it with, they're gonna lace the water with some poison. They're gonna electromagnetic bombs, um, power outages, all sorts of other things are gonna supplement it. It's not gonna be just a financial crash because people can handle that, but people can't handle all these things at the same time.
I'm trying to end on a positive note, bro.
Oh, sorry. Uh, yeah. Well, that's a long way down. So it just preparing for the worst is like a very positive thing. If you can prepare for the worst, you just get a great sense of mental comfort and um, peace. It's and that's who we are as humanity, right? I mean, we're not really uh, being as self-sustaining as we used to. So the
Oh
closer
my
we
God.
can get to that, the better.
We just need to go back to, we need to have more localized self-sustaining centers of population. This whole shipping shit from the other side of the world is an unsustainable mess. It just
Yeah, and I
truly
think
is.
even in densely concentrated cities, there's things called like wall gardening, where you can
Yeah,
like
it's true.
just staple these pouches to your
Smart.
to your wall, put some soil, and you can like just grow little stuff in there, herbs. Even in your just high-rise apartment complex,
Oh
there's
my
books and tutorials on that kind of stuff.
I've
There's no
never
reason that you can't do a little bit of gardening everywhere.
look how dry and not happy this place looks. Fucking LA County is
What happened to the positive note?
I'm sorry, but LA County is
Yeah,
a concrete desert. It's not a jungle, it's a
yeah.
desert. It's
There's
a
a lot
concrete
of water
desert.
being piped. Yeah, there's a lot of water being piped from hundreds of miles into to this little
Oh my God.
oceanic oasis.
Oh my God. That puts a lot of things. Look at Lancaster in the middle of nowhere. I knew it was in the middle of nowhere. On top of Palmdale and Lancaster. So I know someone from there and I make fun of them for being from there. I don't know why, just
Yeah,
there's no real
Cindy
reason.
doesn't live there anymore. She used to live there.
Right, right.
Our high school friend.
All right, man. So on the closing note, people need to meditate more. The protesters need some more weed. I don't know. I don't know why the hell
I don't
these
know about weed because weed has like that reflexive thing.
maybe.
Like you get more angry when you're not on it for like a day because it's like a
Well, some people
it's weed is not a fix. If the closest
it
thing
is
to a
dangerous.
fix drug wise might be mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
It really just changes your perspective for a little bit, allows you to synergize your neurons in your brain and put them together and stuff. But I don't think weed does that. Everyone smokes weed already.
It's true. Yeah,
Protesters.
all these cities that are burning are democratic cities are probably legalized or decriminalized it in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, they're just collecting welfare and unemployment and
Lots of people doing that, bro.
wanting more, huh?
Lots of people doing that. What is that money fucking runs out, dude? That shit'll cause true chaos.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even get why people are even asking for more money when they're already getting everything they want,
Because I,
they
it's okay.
need.
It's not getting everything they want,
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
just
not everybody that's doing this. Even that some people who are getting help do truly need it and are still working. Like some people get help and work. Like I guess some people do take advantage of the system. And we just need a so many problems to cover right now. Let's hope everyone just meditates. I'm gonna start meditating. Add to this cause. I'll
yeah.
meditate
Same here. I'm past my meditation, so I gotta
for sure. All right, man. Have a good night, and yeah, it was a good talk. Let's get another episode pretty soon.
for sure.
All right, man.
I
Peace.
talk to you. Peace.